Okay, we are live again. So I had to go back and start over because something was just not right. Because maybe it must be the audio must have had went out on with this on my live screen because I had the wrong notes, so I had to go back and redo redo them all over again. So that's the reason why I had to, because I had to check and go back because I had to delete my channel off the live screen and had to go back and redo it all over again. So the last time when I was in the chat, it was only one person, Jaquan, only subscribed it to my channel, and I appreciate him subscribing because I only have one subscriber, and I'm gonna need more subscribers than that on my channel so we can build up our podcast and take it to a the next level because we around coming up Saturday, and you know the show is gonna be the Royal Rumble is gonna end up this Saturday. Is gonna be coming up. So Saturday the 29th, and it probably not gonna be titles gonna be changed at the Royal Rumble, and we gonna see who the winner of the Royal Rumble is going to be, and we are going to see who is the Royal. We're going to see who the winner of the Royal Rumble is going to be. So I will be here on live broadcasting it. So and we got news on Ronda Rousey. And then is Roderick Strong end up leaving because when I had said that, look, it ain't no place for Roderick Strong on the WWE main roster because he is down there in NXT and his contract is up because he lost to Cameron in NXT. He ended up losing to Walter in NXT, and then he's still the cruiserweight champion. It ain't he just don't even much have a shot on the WWE main roster, and you know that Tony Khan is gonna be the one that signs him, and then you either much got Bobby Fish over there in AEW, Adam Cole, Kelly O'Reilly is over there in AEW, and then you either much got either much got Adam Cole, Kelly Riley, and Bobby Fish over there in AEW, and then all Tony Khan have to do is sign Roderick Strong over there in AEW, and then ended up reunite the Undisputed Era. They'll be working with teams like the Lucha Brothers. They'll be working with teams like the Pinnacles. They'll be working with the teams like the Inner Circle and the Academy. I mean the not the Academy, the Young Bucks, and they will be working with teams like the Butcher Blazer and the Pinnacle over there in AEW because all that talent that over there in AEW, they are going that tag team division over there in AEW is going to get a whole lot of better. And do I either much watch NXT? Do I watch NXT over there in on the Tuesday night? Look, NXT is a rampage, and ever since Triple H ended up bringing in was bringing in independent wrestlers. He had bought in Karrion Kross. He bought in Keith Lee. He bought in Hit Row, Roger Strong, Adam Cole. He ends up bringing in Lars Sullivan. He bought in India Kyrie Sane. He bought in Shayna Baszler. I mean, she was booked a whole lot better down in NXT, and then she was ended up beating this girl beat Kyrie Sane. She beat Kyrie Sane, Bianca Belair. She beat Dakota Kai. She has beat it end up beating um either much beat it Ember Moon and took that NXT championship off of her because she has been booked up as a badass monster down in NXT, and she has that MMA background. She has that UFC background, that UFC background. She has the MMA background, and she just breaking bitches arm left to right. And when she got to the WWE main roster, they end up booking her as shit and put her in the tag team match against either much against Nia Jax. They just went rough shots through the women's division, beat it Mandy Rose, turn around and beat it Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, turn around and beat it Sasha Banks and Bayley, and took the WWE Tag Team Championships off of them and turn around and beat it them on Friday Night SmackDown, turn around and took the titles off of and turn around and beat it Lana and Naomi, and either much turned it around though and beat it Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. And you know that down in NXT, because I'm looking like, why do WWE ends up having the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, and then you don't either much have no tag teams on your main roster, and then you don't either much have enough women to fill that main roster up. And then either much with Nia Jax, she has been released from WWE because she has been released from her contract status. She injured a couple of women on the main roster. You seen her put lunch through a table 9 times in a row, and you know that was a shitty booking. And then you had either much, and you look up WWE end up releasing her, and because to her health issue in the company, and Nia Jax though been through she tore her ACL up and her ligament in her leg. That's what Nia Jax had did. So ended up and you have Vince McMahon and people in NXT is pissed off about how in NXT 2.0 look. You either much had Scotty to Hobby ended up leaving. He know NXT is dead, and then you have Vince McMahon. They want to erase everything where Triple H either much had, and then him and asshole Bruce Picture. Look, Triple H though was doing everything right in NXT. And then look what he did to Raquel Gonzalez. He pushed it. He pushed Raquel Gonzalez. She done beat it in the Io Shirai and beat her NXT Takeover for that women champion, and she beat it Ember Moon. She beat it Shotzi Blackheart. She beat it Dakota Kai when Dakota Kai had turned it on her, and she beat it Shotzi Blackheart. She beat it Tegan Knox. She beat it Rhea Ripley, and she had beat it either much been, and she has been pushed it well. Is Donovan is this badass woman. NXT is the NXT Women's championship, and then into you either much had Mandy Rose took the title off of her. But look, if you had Triple H was still running things, him and Shawn Michaels in NXT, that mean that Triple H wouldn't have took that WWE Women's Championship off of Raquel Gonzalez in an NXT in a street fight match. But when look, Raquel Gonzalez, she looked like she is ready for the WWE main roster, and she bound ready for the main roster because it ain't nothing else for Raquel Gonzalez to do down in NXT, and she have beat it everybody down there. So WWE, they really either much need some bodies, but look, WWE ain't into the business of doing that. You put her on the main roster, and you give Triple H, Bruce Picture something great. He is going to ruin her on the main roster. Because just like you seen Tony Storm, WWE ain't had no interest of pushing her. And look, WWE creative on the main roster, they just fuck you up when you come to the WWE main roster. And they just really fuck you up when you come to the main roster. That's like they got rid of Keith Lee, and then they changed his gimmick into a Bearcat Keith Lee, and then ended up fucking him up, and then turn around and fucked up Karrion Kross and changed his gimmick, and that's the reason why Vince McMahon don't see it, and Keith Lee. He don't know what he was doing with Keith Lee. Don't know what he was doing with Karrion Kross. Don't know. And you see, look, you don't have the right curator because Keith Lee would have been facing Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. He could have been facing Sheamus. He could have been facing either much could have been facing Sami Zayn. He could have been facing either much. Matt Riddle. He could have been facing Damian Priest. He could have been facing, if Sami Zayn. He could have been facing anybody on that main roster is Kevin Owens. He could have been facing him, and then you could have had, Bobby Ashley. He could have been facing Brock Lesnar. He could have been, Keith Lee would have been the one that won the Royal Rumble that faced Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And this fucked up, we ain't gonna see that shit at WrestleMania. I'm talking about the booking and these storylines with WWE. And you either much have Karrion Kross. I'm looking like I hope that ever since Karrion Kross, he good in the ring and he done beat it, destroy the LaFazma Tasma. He done end up beating Samuel Extabar. He done beat it Pete Dunne and Johnny Gargano and Adam Pearce and Tommaso Ciampa in the four-way match for the NXT champion, and turn around and beat it Finn Balor. Turn around and end up Um, when Triple H had bought Samoan Joe back to the WWE after he was fired from WWE, and Triple H had bought him back to the WWE, and then he ended up in Karrion Cross ended up dropping the WWE NXT Championship to Keith Lee. Look, Karrion Cross, he might not be good in the ring though, but they just could have kept him like he was into. That's why Triple H could have gave he bought Karrion Cross up to the main roster, and Triple H, Vince McMahon did not even much know nothing to do with him. When he came out, I said, I hope they not fuck with Karrion Cross and Keith Lee. They could have been huge megastars in the company. Wait a minute, why do I don't see? Tell me how you feel about. They would have been huge megastars in the company, and we sit there, and here we is coming. Another day that they get released. They released the Hit Roll. Should have never been called up to the main roster. They wasn't ready, and I would have let them there stay NXT pilot for a couple of 2 or 3 years until they get into their main roster ready. They would have been tag team champion. Isaiah Swerve is a hard worker in ring competitor in the ring. Top dollar ain't good in the ring. Um, Ashanti Adonis, he's not very good in the ring, but he's a high flyer. He can correct things inside the ring and outside the ring. And B Fab though was going up against Electra Lopez, and then she almost like to kill her damn self into a street fight. And then B Fab though was just huffing and puffing, and then she would have and look, she was just Electra Lopez wasn't good in the ring either, because if they would have like I told you a couple of months back, go and check out my video what I put out back in 2021. I either much had said that how is B Fab gonna fit in with Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair? How she gonna fit in with Tamina? How she gonna fit in with Natalia? How she's gonna fit in with Liv Morgan? How she gonna fit in with these women on the main roster? That's when WWE drafted them back in October. So I had said that how is she going to fit in with these women on the main roster? And she don't have no in-ring skills. She don't have no skill set to be in the ring. And then with B Fab, she's better at cutting promos on a microphone. And Hit Roll, WWE SmackDown, they need some fresh blood in that tag team match. And then he come John Law Niners talking about we can't do nothing with Hit Roll. And then they ended up releasing them from their contract. Look, I don't see Tony Khan reaching out to Top Dollar. He probably don't want to go to AEW. I don't see them reaching out to who else I say? I don't see them reaching out to B Fab, giving her a contract. I don't see them reaching out to Isaiah Swerve and Top Dollar. None of them is a contract. The only person who I see them giving a contract to is Keith Lee. He's would get a contract over there, and would get a contract over there in AEW. He would get a contract over there, and I would end up seeing he would be booked at a whole lot better. He would be treated fairly over there in AEW. And then you have Shawn Michaels is in the WWE creator. Bruce Picture is the creator, and the other creator who Vince McMahon, yes man, sitting right next to the idiot Bruce Picture, who is one of the worst writers in WWE, and he already told you he hates professional wrestling. And you either much have the other and Shawn Michaels. People to my Shawn Michaels is in charge. Look, Triple H was doing everything right. Didn't want to go up against AEW. And then after AEW done beat it NXT in the ratings, and then you either much had Vince McMahon end up got jealous of Triple H. He was doing everything right. He was bringing in more indie talent, and then he was end up booking Belly. He booked it Belly right down in NXT, but she wasn't the longest NXT champion, but she just lost to Oscar at NXT Takeover. So you either much had Belly, she getting booked it better, Sasha Banks getting booked it better, but with Walter, they ended up changing his name to Grotto. I mean, what the? I said, what in the hell? Why is they changing Walter name to Grotto? That is a stupid name, and Bruce Picture end up coming up. Why is Bruce Picture still with the company? He need to be fired. And if they do fire Bruce Picture, and he get moved from he's the executive producer. He either much gotta be removed from his duties, and then Vince McMahon is gonna find him another yes man to put in to replace Bruce Picture. I'm just saying. I'm just saying it. And you really think you gonna be? And you really think that Vince McMahon is gonna put somebody is a yes man? Is I mean, you got Kevin Dunn there. He's gonna be in that seat till he die because he don't even much like professional wrestling. And Kevin Dunn been trying to get out of the WWE because he's Vince McMahon dick liquor. That's what Vince McMahon is. Vince McMahon is the one don't ain't pushing people who's 38 years old. Like you said, Ty Valkyrie is 38 years old. She's gone. The Miz is gone from the company, and then you either much had you bringing back Lita. She's 46 years old. You bringing back Trish Stratus. She's 45 years old. Dude, she that's into the Royal Rumble because she coming back helping the WWE women product, and then that's the reason why WWE got her and bought her back in the first place. And then you either much have you see have these other women, the Bella twins, are coming back. They 38 years old. Brie and Nikki. I don't give a crap about them two, and I hope they ain't coming back to be a full time wrestler in the WWE. And I really hope they ain't coming back. And they bringing back Summer Rae. she's gonna be into the Royal Rumble. She's 38 years old, and I hope WWE ain't bring her back as a part-time wrestler in the WWE. So I'm sitting here reminiscing that look, all these women who I'm talking about thinking they are gonna go in to win the Royal Rumble. Ronda Rousey, she is coming back because WWE, if they ain't gonna go in a direction with Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, because look, I'm still pissed off that Becky Lynch ended up taking the SmackDown Women's Championship off of Bianca Belair in 26 seconds, and then WWE would have been smart enough and say, hey, how about you either much do you could have did a call up and told them, do you want to do a match with Oscar versus Bianca Belair or Naomi? I would have been fine with it. And then here we go. Bianca Belair has been building momentum. She beat it Doudrop twice on Monday Night Raw. She ended up beating um Selena Vega on Monday Night Raw, and she's favored to win the Royal Rumble. And then look, Doudrop ain't winning that WWE Raw Women's Championship at the Royal Rumble. Because if they do put it on Doudrop, I'll be surprised if they do. And then look, she ain't gonna be successful as WWE Raw Women's Championship. And you know how WWE is. Once they put that Raw title on you, they are gonna book you as a pole babyface in the WWE. They are gonna book you as a pole babyface in the WWE. You seen how they did Rhea Ripley when she came to the main roster. They ended up having Rhea Ripley came to the main roster when she won the Challenge Oscar for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania because WWE ain't had nothing else for Oscar to do. And then they ended up having Rhea Ripley. She took the belt out for Oscar. They have booked it. WWE booked her poor as the women's championship. So lose it. You see, long as Vince McMahon is in charge, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. Long as you got Vince in charge. Because he is not stepping down soon until he die. Because he don't give a damn about the women sacrificing they body on the line each and every other week. He don't give a damn about these women, these tag team and these men and women sacrificing their body online for you every other week. And then Vince McMahon only cares about his money. He cares about WWE. His money going to WWE Peacock, going to NBC Universal, going to his making sure his money is safe, and he's on the private jet. Look, Vince McMahon though is been on he's a beard now. Vince McMahon don't give a damn about the fans, don't give a damn about the fan base. He only cares about his money. That's all he cares about. And if WWE is gonna go up and sell probably in 22 or 23. And the company showed probably ain't gonna go to Shane McMahon. It ain't gonna go to Stephanie McMahon. The company probably gonna go to Nick Khan, who is money hungry and he don't need to much have no experience about wrestling. He just there to collect paychecks for Vince McMahon. That's all he cares about. Look, I'm not a Nick Khan supporter. I'm just really not. So I don't want to have nothing to do with him. All he cares about he doesn't care about fans coming to Monday Night Raw, filling the seats, about selling ticket holders. He don't give a damn about that. He's Vince McMahon, yes man. John Laurinaitis is Vince McMahon, yes man. Bruce Picture is Vince McMahon, yes man, and Kevin Dunn is Vince McMahon, yes man. And that's the reason why you see Triple H has been put out of power, all because Triple H was doing everything the right way. He was building stars. He could rate stars down there in NXT. And now he's been blackballed by WWE and been removed from power in NXT and changed it to NXT 2.0. And so, you know what? And Triple H is just getting paid um, paychecks. And people, you can, and every time I read up on these wrestling websites, and then they want to say, "Oh, Triple H, he's in charge," and they see, no, he's not. You got the idiot Bruce Picture is in charge of NXT. Bruce and Vince is the one running the show, and Shawn Michaels just sit there and play like a good old boy to Vince McMahon and and Bruce Picture. And why Vince McMahon and Bruce Picture runs the show, he sit there. And then in NXT. And then they ended up erasing everything in NXT. All these people who you see is Vince McMahon guys. You have Waller is Vince McMahon guy. Cameron Grimes is Vince McMahon guy. And you either much have with Mandy Rose, I don't care for Mandy Rose. I really just do not care for at all because she's just a NXT women champion and on the who beat Raquel Gonzalez and she losing on television and I really just don't care because I stopped watching NXT 2.0 and NXT was the black and gold with Triple H when he was in charge. Because I'm really hoping that if Triple H was in charge though, the women's division would have been a whole lot better. You would have had more tag teams on the main roster. I don't know why WWE have those WWE tag team championships in the women's division. They need to vacate those tag team titles because it don't mean a damn thing because you don't have a deep enough women on the main roster. And I hear that Ronda Rousey is gonna be coming back, and you know Ronda Rousey, she been gone from WWE from 2 years, and she done had her birth child, and then Ronda Rousey is promoted um with her kid, but she will be making her return at the Royal Rumble, and then if she wins it, WWE is gonna go in direction with Becky Lynch. It's setting up Ronda Rousey to go to WrestleMania versus Becky Lynch to take the Raw Women's Championship off of her. And then if Ronda Rousey beats Becky Lynch and takes the Raw Women's Championship off of her, Bianca Belair might be the one next in line to face Ronda Rousey for that Raw Women's Championship. I'm just saying. Cause you know how WWE is because they just would change shit around. So let's get in and let's get into Monday Night Raw. Um This week, WWE Monday Night Raw was the last episode before Saturday Royal Rumble event on January the 29th. It's the first Monday since all the way back on Labor Day in September without the NFL or college football competition. So it means I am going to be driving a live Raw review again most of the time until the full season gets here. For the past few or 5 months, I will usually write about half of the raw deal with then force on the NFL games in the finish raw until 1 a.m. or 2 going back to live is good back. I get it done right at 11 p.m. Eastern, so here we go. We are for the Go Home Raw edition. As Raw also, I am going a moon out after my Bucket Big LA Rams win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday. Get a retirement, old man Tom Brady. I am looking forward to the Sunday win by the Rams hosting the Hill. Um, San Francisco 49ers for the right to go to the Super Bowl when is also in LA. I am so if you think I am too nice about things on Raw because it's only a good moon. Because we had WWE champion match weigh in Brock Lesnar and Bobby Ashley. The challenge knows as Almighty Bobby Ashley made his entrance with Montavious Ben Porter by his side. The ring had a big scar in it wide as WWE referee was in the ring as well. The WWE also had the ring red carpet in the ring. Paul Heyman did the induction for the WWE champ because Ashley's Bobby Brock Lesnar. Hold up. I'll be back. I'll be back. I am back. I am back. I am back. So, yeah, because I said that Paul Heyman did the introduction for the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar, since Paul is Brock African, Heyman did the pretty introduction of Lesnar with the fan chant along with it. All is in Lesnar energy. I mean, merged with the WWE champ along with a cowboy hat in fantasy shirt gave wonder if that was a APPROPRIHE apron print attending for a wedding, and Lesnar asked if he should get a naked everybody lint, and Lesnar said we should carry on with it. And Lesnar went on the scarf furs with wrestling thin and a new shirt. Lesnar weighted was 273 pounds. MVP said that is it. It is 273 pounds of almighty killing machine. That is a spike man like no other and closer to a guardman and guardman. MVP said this is the match that we all been waiting for and it's going to happen. MVP said there's Ashley know that this is a match was inevitable. MVP said that after the Royal Rumble, Ashley will gain the weight of the WWE champion. Ashley only took off his hat, but he went on the scale wearing his fantasy sweetness boots and jeans. Ashley weighed in a 286 pound. Ashley said that Lesnar is acting like a fool because he knows that Ashley will beat him, but at WWE Championship, this is Sunday. Ashley told Lesnar this will be the shortest title run of his entering career. That not a prediction, that's a spoiler. Ashley said on Sunday morning, hot off the press, Bobby Ashley beats Brock Lesnar in the Hurt Lock. Heyman was shocked by that. Lesnar said that was world have a new regained defending WWE champion heavyweight champion of the world, Bobby, who Lesnar left with a smile on his face, and Heyman by said Lesnar just started at Lesnar. It was uneventful for a non-wrestler segment. I was hoping for maybe a few strikes from Lesnar and Lesnar before it gets Brock up, but there was none of the. I also thought we see a bit of a promo battle between Paul Heyman and MVP. We didn't get that either. I thought MVP did good to have well. Heyman only did the induction of Lesnar and Ashley show a lot of confidence where Lesnar did take Lesnar serious. I am looking forward to the match at the Royal Rumble since they are great wrestlers and believable power guys. It was be a fan watch. So anyway, did I really think that Brock, Bob Ashley is gonna find a way. I mean, Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman is going to be turning on Brock Lesnar unless Roman Reigns interfere and cost Brock Lesnar his WWE Championship, and then he helped Bob Ashley regain the title off of Brock Lesnar, and then Brock Lesnar find a way and take out Sami Zayn and say, "Let me replace you," and then and you can either much have Brock Lesnar gets into the Royal Rumble and win it and challenge Roman Reigns for that WWE Universal Championship. And that's how WWE is gonna go back building up that storyline between Lesnar and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 38. And so either much so less Paul Heyman turns on Brock Lesnar and help Bobby Ashley wins the WWE Championship. And right now, I'm looking like, why is WWE taking the belt off of Brock Lesnar? You just put the belt on him at WWE Day 1. So that Roman Reigns ain't gonna be dropping his WWE Universal Championship. Probably ain't to WrestleMania because you don't have anybody on that main roster who is on Roman Reigns level that who can beat him. And the commentary team of Jimmy Smith and Byron Saxon was showing at ringside. Welcome us to the show with Corey Gray joining the team. They show a clip of Bianca Belair winning last year, Royal Rumble, then winning the SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania. And then so Queen Selena Vega, who is one half of the women's tag team title champion, entered the Royal Rumble match and did a pre-trade promo about winning the Royal Rumble. Bianca Belair and versus Queen Selena Vega. Belair got a wrist lock takeover to take down Vega, followed by a drop kick. Belair tried going for a daily basis suplex, but Vega can counter it with a jawbreaker. Vega with a running kick. Belair with a running attack. Vega moved and Belair hit the turnbuckle. Vega to the middle rope. Belair picked it. Vega up over Belair's head, but Vega stripped it out of that with a chokehold. Belair counters a Hurricane Corona by landing on her feet. It hit a drop kick. Belair with a 2 count suplex in a row, but a moonsault was blocked by Vega getting her knee. Vega went for the cold rule. Belair blocked it in. Belair got the KOD slam for the pinfall, winning after 3 minutes. I mean, it was a good match between Bianca and Selena Vega. Those two worked well in the ring together. The only thing was standing in Bianca Belair way is Ronda Rousey. And when her music hits, she probably gonna be the one that come in and eliminate her out of the Royal Rumble. So I'm just telling you, if she shows up, when our music hits, she's gonna be running down the ramp. And let me get to Jaquan Tuwan in the chat. Oh, he heard me, yeah, because I had to go back and change my audio all over again, and I appreciate that. So an easy win for Belair to give her momentum going into the Royal Rumble match. No surprise about a Belair win or that it was a short match. The show Kevin Owens beat Damian Priest last week in a non-title match. That early KOD title shot that week. Kevin Owens was interviewed by Kevin Patrick in the locker room. Patrick monitoring the Owens freaking injured last week during the match. Then Owens said he doesn't know anything about this, and Owens claimed he was fighting through the pain, and Owens wanted his just keep the pain. Owens monitoring his just keep fighting shirt, saying he do that until he the United States champion. Damian Priest entered as the United States champion for his title defense. Kevin Owens made the entrance as a heel challenge. Owens and Priest are both in the Men's Royal Rumble match on Saturday. Ring announced Mike Roman did the champion introduction with Owens boring where Priest was cheering. And then we have Owens working over Priest with forearm. Then Priest come back with a punch, and Priest ran the ropes, leading to Owens hitting a back elbow. Owens was a sundown splash for two. Owens stumped it on Priest in the corner. Priest got back up, and Priest kicked it Owens out of the ring, and Priest went for a move to the floor, and Priest went after Owens, and Priest blocked a kick and whopping Owens into the barricade, Priest to the apron, but Owens kicked him off the apron to the floor, and Owens went for a sundown splash. Priest got the knee up and Priest gave Owens a choke slam on the edge of the ring apron. They lead to a break. So Priest hit a corner splash and then a headlock dive that sent KOD head to head. They met for a 2 count. Owens to the turnbuckle. He hit some headbutts in a tornado DDT out of the corner. Owens went up top, jumping off and hit a frog splash for the crowd right thought that as a near fall. Thought Owens usually doesn't win with the moves. Owens with a kick to the head, then a whap into the rope. Priest went a kick, a lifting slam into the mat, and a spin kick by Priest got a 2 count. Owens was sitting down, making it look like he was hurt, just like he faked last week. But Priest didn't believe it and punches him, and Priest with a kick to the arm. Owens was back in with a roll up or two. Priest hit a hanging clothesline with Owens doing a flip flop. Priest went after Owens in the corner with punches. The referee tried to get Priest to move back. Then Priest went back and the referee had trouble uh, con- um, containing Priest that lead to Priest getting a disqualification. The fans boring. And with Damian Priest though, the fans is either much starting to turn on Damian Priest. They not either much feeling him as a babyface. Every week you see Priest either much get disqualified in his matches. And then look, WWE, they've been building Damian Priest up real well. They have been building him up as a United States championship because with Damian Priest, they have not found no strongest competitor that who can take their United States championship off of him. And so either much with WWE that and you see why that Kevin Owens losing every week and they were on their way to a good match, really a good match when they a a full booking took over. It was the same finish, the booking for Natalia to lose to Aaliyah on SmackDown last week, where a wrestling doesn't let up in the corner in the re ref count pass to five landing to the DQ do the kin of finish once every 3 months. maybe not a back-to-back show, lame booking. They didn't work well together, and the crowd was buying some of the near falls, so that a good at last is should means Owens gets other title shots. And so we get the Royal Rumble promo of Rhea Ripley, 24 champion, Damian Priest, and Liv Morgan, with Liv saying, "Watch me at the end. Tap, I am going to win the Royal Rumble." Look, I mean, Liv Morgan ain't winning that the Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley is entering for a match that was a tag team partner with Ripley joining by the same 24/7 champion Dana Brooke, with the announcement trying to say she was on a roll even through the Barry has actually matches. Liv Morgan was the other partner, and she ain't winning it either. So Damian Priest was showing backstage with Sonya Deville that he had to control himself because he had to listen to the referee. Sonya said Priest could be fined and suspended. Yeah, he could. I mean, he could be suspended because Sonya Deville had to put him in his place. That's what he had to she had to do. Because if Priest get disqualified next week, and if they go back and do this match with Kevin Owens again 3 times in a row, that means that he get DQ'd and their title goes to Damian Priest. I'm sorry, Kevin Owens. And the heel side was next with Carmella with Gray saying there was a stand ovation for her. But Sachs pointed out it was only for Gray, Tamina, and Nikki Ash were the heels. The heels Tars also got preached a "I am going to win the Royal Rumble" a promo like the face got. Look, man, none of them is not gonna win the Royal Rumble coming up this Saturday. I bet you all of them will be eliminated. So we get this match: Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Dana Brooke versus Tamina, Carmella, and Nikki Ash. Tamina worked it over Brooks with a wicked choke lock. Rhea tags in with a drop kick on Tamina, and Rhea went after the other on the apron. Rhea with a clothesline, a headbutt, and a drop kick. Rhea hit a North leg suplex Carmella with a save, so that Morgan and Nikki and Brooke got involved with a Tamina tagging and Carmella when Carmella tries to do some trash talking. Rhea countered with a submission move, hooking the leg with a hold. Carmella upside down. Carmella tapped out to give Rhea team the win after only 2 minutes. In winning by submission, Rhea and Liv Morgan and Dana. It's a match to put over the faces. Rhea looked at dominant. Morgan did nothing. Nikki hit Rhea with a clap forearm to the back, and Nikki ran away. I am that mean that Rhea will toss Nikki from the Royal Rumble match. I mean, yeah, but this match I really didn't care for. Really didn't care for. And we get the Spider-Man challenge, the Academies in RK Bro, Chad Gable, and we're in the ring gear after the women, the Raw Tag Team Champion, and Raw announced Kevin Patrick was behind a pie to be a part of the segment. Gable let us know that tonight is a uh trending off event over the next few weeks. So Chad clarified that means three events is coming. Gabriel remember us. He got a master degree with a 4.0 GPA. Gabriel said that they will show that Otis has the brain the sizes in a tree trunk when they beat RK Bro, and Gabriel also announced that both of them are in the Royal Rumble match, with Gabriel saying one of them will win. Academy will headline WrestleMania, and it's not going to happen. So the RK Bros do all Randy Orton and Matt Riddle. Their entrance tonight when it get to the choice next the challenge the choice next week challenge. They had four chairs in the ring for their competition. So Otis was up for, and he got his word right imminent. So Riddle was up next, and he asked him to put that into a letter, but then he was told he had to spill it. Riddle said, like when he Classiberg has scars, so all they stone chairs Riddle got in a Caliber. Um, Chad Gable was next. The world they this install was Gable getting into wrong. Gable spill this ISO instead, so they angry about it. Randy told Chad to take a freaking seat, or Orton was next. The dumbbell Orton got it. Orton said RK Bro 1 2 1 2. And so Orton said me this was that he shut Gabriel mouth in a match right here, right now. The fans looked at that Orton spiel out how he was going to beat Gabriel with the three most destructive letter in sports entertainment with the fan chanting along RKO. It was fine, but nothing special or worth going out of your way to see the face winning. Was what I figured would happen. Riddle get cheered for the Mariguan. Hey, Majira referee was fun when he got the caliber. Would I like some of those lines from Gabriel and the way he was smashed to silence that crowd when they booed him away at last, doing a match right after made sense in a turn out way they were in the wrestling gear. And Randy Orton and Riddle versus and you say you is Randy. Follow me. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. So Randy Orton and Matt Riddle versus Chad Gable and Otis. Gable had a armbar on Otis, then Orton ran the ropes and hit a shoulder tack on Orton with and shoulder tackle leading to Gable coming back with a two-arm drag, arm drag leading to a arm bar. Orton broke free, blocking an arm drag attempt, and Gable fell to the floor to avoid a RKO attempt. Back in the ring, Gable went for a trip to lead into a submission, but Orton went to the floor to regroup. Gable working over Orton with a forearm. Orton come back with a uppercut short and a back elbow that knocking Gable out of the ring, and Orton give Gable to the belly to belly back slam Orton onto the hood of the commentary table. Orton sending Gable into the ring. Orton Otis in the apron, so Orton knocking him down, and Gable come back with a chop block to the left knee. Gable with a double forearm to the face. Gable up top, and he jumped it off with a moonsault for two. So Gabe was in control as he ranted on Orton left leg against the middle rope. I missed a bit as Otis got some offense going with the pretending DDT off the ropes. Orton tries to get involved. Riddle challenged at him, and Otis give Riddle a belly-to-belly suplex on the floor. Gable got a 2 count after they lead to Orton followed up with a snap power slam. Orton went for that the punt that was over his never going to hit. Then Gable moved, and Gable went for a ankle lock on the left leg. Orton forget it out as Riddle hit Otis with the scooped it to the back. Orton with a Fowler roll that sent Gable into the turnbuckle. Gable bounced it off that, and Orton hit the RKO for the pin, won after 13 minutes. So a good match that was, a competition that wild way, a Gable working on left leg ankle throughout the match. Otis getting the win was the overall results here. I think they set up the finish well with Orton rolling forward to send Gabe into the turnbuckle, and then Orton finish him out, having Riddle take out Otis on the floor, pop up the crowd right before the finish to show they well things was timing well. So a post match Riddle and next week challenge saying it was going to be a Otis finish scoop race. The fan cheering grave question if they can even find a scoop that big each for Otis. At the Royal Rumble, I see Orton and I see Chad Gable losing to Randy Orton, and then down the line, Orton is gonna turn on Matt Riddle, and that set up a match between them coming up at WrestleMania. And I am not a big fan of this competition segment, but it's a way to get some personal over, so I can't totally. It's a graphic was showed about Bad Bunny summer tours. So Bad Bunny was a part last year WrestleMania. They feel like a Pugging has showed the nice of WWE to do that. Alexa Bliss was showed with her unnamed male, Theirapist, at their Apple list for the third straight weeks. Bliss was asked about the first time met Lily with Bliss, saying Lily has been her friend since she was 6 years old. Bliss said there was some main girl they saw her out the monkey bar. Bliss was unconscious, and Lily said that those girls would never come back. Bliss kept on the rumbling, so they seemed to cut away. It was a born segment. Awesome. You see, with Alexa Bliss, they need to change her character. Bray Wyatt ain't in the WWE company no more, and the Fiend is not even much around. And WWE thinking about changing Alexa Bliss' name back to Goddess Alexa Bliss. This woman a two-time SmackDown Women's Champion and a four-time Raw Women's Championship, and they just need to get rid of the Bray Wyatt gimmick and put her back in Alexa Bliss. Goddess. That's what WWE need to change her was is gonna change her name back to. And Austin Theory's win over Finn Balor was shown, and then Theory beating him after the match. Look, I don't care nothing about Austin Theory. We see a segment that's like we used to see against him and Stone Cold Steve Austin. We seen a segment every week, and then he goes out there against and Vince McMahon was showed in his office with Austin Theory was said in beat great the strong Finn Balor on Saturday. Theory say he is going to win the Royal Rumble and go on to main event of WrestleMania. Theory asked Vince to give him a good number in the Royal Rumble, like 26 or 27 or 29. Vince claimed he didn't have a influence over that. Vince told Theory that he against AJ Styles, so Theory monitoring all all AJ title, and he a future Hall of Famer. Theory left he forget his phone, and then told Theory to bring back on an impressive safe. And AJ made his entrance with a single action. Styles is in a face mode after a few years as a heels, splitting with Omos is what turned Styles, but they could have done a better job of making the turn mean something. So a quick video, a ladder us know. I mean, with Austin Theory though, WWE need to push him. Roman Reigns ain't gonna be fair because WWE though, they just I don't know why they scared to either much push new stars in the company. And Austin Theory might either much be a John Cena. He has a whole lot of work to do in the WWE to prove to everybody wrong. Because he have to do that against Reigns, he have to do that against Seth Rollins, you have to do that against Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods. You have to do that against Kevin Owens. You have to do that against everybody in that main roster because right now, though, with Austin Theories, WWE though, he's 25 years old. He's gonna be in the WWE for the next 10 plus years to come. And if the WWE curators, if they either much book him right. and you either much have AJ Styles versus Austin Theory. Styles got a quickly roll up for a two, followed by a sunset flip for a two. Styles jumping onto Theory, landing to other roll up, and Styles hit a drop kick, then knocking Theory out of the ring. Styles getting a signal shot dive over the top with a forearm to the head. Theory with a punch. Styles with a kick, and Theory sent Styles face first into the metal turnbuckle. Theory with a stomp to the chest, followed by a suplex. Styles working over Theory. Chop to the chest, leading to a knee drop for two and a snap suplex for two. Theory lifted up Styles to send Styles and Theory first into the turn the top rope. Theory with a head hard whip into the turnbuckle with Styles shot out in a pain to sell it. Styles with a forearm. Theory counters a suplex with a uh, front suplex in the battle on the top rope. Theory did a roll up Theory into a drop kick that sent Styles off the top rope to the floor. Impressive leaving by Theory to hit the drop kick while Styles was on the top. And Styles as Theory exchanged strikes with Styles, hit a kick to the head. Theory come back with a backbreaker, followed by a spinning backbreaker for two. Styles come back with a strike, then AJ was sent into the ropes, and Theory hit a hanging back body drop. Theory said that he was phenomenal. Theory was a snapmare takeover leading to a stomp, but then Theory misses an elbow when Styles moved Styles with a back elbow followed by back flip off the rope, leading to a received DDT. Styles was back first to the head along with a clothesline. Styles with a suplex to the neck breaker, leading to Silene forearm for a two. Theory with a elbow to the face, followed by a belly to belly back suplex for two. Styles with a jawbreaker. Theory got a boot up for a kick, and Theory did a roll through it, a blockbuster neckbreaker. Theory set up Styles on the top rope. Styles slapped it out and sent Theory into the top turnbuckle. Theory with a other elbow to the face, but Styles come back with a heel kick to kick through. Theory down. Styles connected and Theory moved it, landing to AJ calf crusher. But then Theory got to the bottom rope. Theory with a forearm to the head. Styles tried to get a forearm off his own. Then Theory tripped him up, and Theory tries to pin on the ropes until the referee stopped it. Styles with a elbow to the head, and Styles went up top on the apron, landing to the phenomenal forearm. Then pinfall wins after 17 minutes. It was a good match. AJ Styles though is he's the one put Austin Theory was the one put him on, but WWE need to find him something else to do. And he feuding with Waller over there in NXT. Um, and he needs somebody to work with. And Austin Theory is going to be in a Royal Rumble, so he is not going to be the one to beat Roman Reigns. And winning by pinning AJ, a very good match here with a clean finish it over. AD VIOUS over this, that WWE has a higher hope of Theory, so putting him in a lead Raw match with Styles is a way for Theory to show how good he is. I think some more near falls and near submissions would have helped the did go way pinfalls, but it was more about the biggest move they were doing. I am glad that Styles got a meaningful win too. And we get the show and trail video of for WWE 2K video game. They hyping up the new game that come out in March. I am not a much of a gamer anymore, but they graphic look impressive. Yeah. And that WWE 2K video game is coming out March the 8th. They done bought back the creator. They done bought back the My GM mode. They done bought back. I mean, if the video game don't come out good, that means that they are WWE is gonna fire the develop team because they better come up with some futures, better come up with some storyline out into the video game when it come out. The video game WWE 2K it comes out March the 8th. It comes out. And then but the NWO with Hulk Hogan and Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, I don't care if they are on the cover, but I just get the one with Rey Mysterio on the video game. That's what I do because it's gonna be on. I don't care if it's on a PS5, Xbox Series X, or a Xbox One or a PS4. Long as I get it, and we get an interview. Becky Lynch and Doudrop. There was a split screen interview between Raw Women Champion Becky Lynch and Doudrop, and Lynch cut off Jimmy. They tried to ask Doudrop the first question. Lynch claimed that Doudrop is doozy. Becky in wanted to face her. Lynch says she is confronted in how good she is and how GENEROUS granted nervous she is to a giant dewdrop, a title match. Dewdrop said that Lynch is this disported while scrambling to hold on to that champion. Dewdrop talked about how she was going to win. Becky want to thank you from Dewdrop from previewing the way and giving her a match at one-on-one, the biggest event of the year, like the Rumble. They keep on angering with Dewdrop saying she shows granted when Lynch showed respect. Dewdrop said that she's going to be the Raw Women's Champion. Lynch told her to know how placing Dewdrop tossed her microphone down while Lynch bragging about her title reign. Dewdrop went up to Lynch and they got into a brawl. The offer show up to break it up. You know Becky Lynch is going into WrestleMania with that WWE Raw Women's Champion. The winner, who is going to be, whether it's Ronda Rousey or Bayley or any of them or Bianca, those are my three favorites. That's who might end up winning the Raw Room and challenge Becky Lynch for their Raw Women's title at WrestleMania. But I'm going to make my predictions on Thursday and make sure you are here for that. And Ray and Donovan and Mysterio was interviewed backstage. Sarah Schreiber Scarborough, who congratulated Ray for beginning on the WWE 2K22 game and cover. Ray said it's such a honor and to preview his family on the cover. Ray said that beginning on the cover is so great, especially because the game is so fire. Ray wanted to see his son Donnie on the cover in the future. Donovan said that he had to build his future starting at the Royal Rumble, and Donovan joking that after Ray tossed him over the top last week on Raw, Donovan will toss him over the top at the Rumble. Ray wondering if Dom was serious. Dom didn't say anything and left. In the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angela Dawkins versus Ray and Donovan and Mysterio, Donovan was a head scissors on Donovan on Dawkins to start the match. Then Donovan was a on drag takedown and Dawkins come back and hit a jumping back elbow. Donovan used his leg to see Donovan out of the ring. Ray opened up the ropes, so Donovan hit a suicide dive and Ford tries to attack Ray, jumping onto him, and then Ford sent Ray onto Donovan. Ford hit an impressive smooth saw dive on the top onto both Mysterios on the floor. A great limp there. So Dawkins had Donovan grounded in the ring with a chin lock. Donovan avoided a corner attack and Donovan hit a tornado DDT out of the corner. Ray tagged in against Ford. Ray was a head scissors takeover, then a suntan splash out the top onto a standing Ford and Ford launches Ray into the air, with Ray hitting the mat hard. Ford hit a running splash. Donovan back in a Ray with a head scissor into the ropes. And Dawkins pulled it Donovan out of the ring. Ray wanted a 619. Ford changed him in the then Ray jumped it on Ford's shoulders, landed to Ray, tried up the legs, with Ray sitting on the top for the pinfall after about 9 minutes. Ray and Donovan and Mysterio in should tag team Mysterio between two babyface teams. They dogged it by four before the break was the most impressive spot in the match. Ray corner to win looked like it was done perfectly and Ford sold it well. And then the match and Donovan tried to throw Ray out over the top, but Ray continues to eliminate Donovan. Ford tosses Ray over the top to the floor, and Donovan eliminate Ford. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode show up to throw out Donovan. That Ford faces and working together to toss Roode and Ziggler out. I mean, that's showing you the preview for the Royal Rumble is going to be happening this Saturday. So we get the SmackDown breakdown video highlights of last week showing the main event and saw Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens beat the Usos by DQ, thanking to Roman Reigns attacking basically on a pre-match stipulation. It means that Roman Reigns' cousin, they Usos, are banned from ringside during the Reigns and Rollins WWE title match at the Royal Rumble. And Seth Rollins interviewed by Kevin Patrick with Seth say that it's about Roman and Seth, with Seth saying that He's the only one that can put range in his place. Seth said he take a trip to SmackDown this Friday with Seth said he likes to dive his meshes in person. Cause I'm either much mean that you either much have so you either much have Seth Rollins is gonna confront you. I keep telling you, Seth Rollins is not gonna be the guy that take that WWE championship off of Roman Reigns coming up at the Royal Rumble. And you know Roman Reigns is gonna find a way to retain that WWE championship, and then he's gonna go right into WrestleMania with the Universal title. So in the last one, before I wrap it up, um, we either much got the Miz, his interest for Marie's birthday celebration within the main event of Raw. The ring was full of pictures, presidential of cake, and more for Marie. That segment next. So we get the Marie's birthday ex revenge. The Miz was in the ring about 10 minutes left in the show. Miz started his promo with the facts. Um, resent to him with a boring. Maurice made her entrance looking great in a lower cut top in a skirt, skate down in mantle. I like Maurice more than the Miz I do. Plus, she Canada like me. Maurice turned 39 years old on January 21st, so it was her birthday a few days ago. I should notice there was all security guys at Reigns side, and Maurice told the Miz to open up her first gift, so she pulled out the cover up to reveal a photo of the Miz and Maurice with them. Maurice talked about how it made her feel special, like when she gave birth to the kids and he bought her a car. Miz claimed there would be no edge or belt since he had security there. Maurice opened of the gifts, which was a skinny purse. There was a big present in there. Miz wondered what was in the gift, so the Miz made a security guy open the gift. That gift was the brick that Maurice hit Beth in the head with the show and clips from last week. The Miz wanted everybody to stand up and sing happy birthday to the Miz. The fans were booing. Miz told them to hit it, but then there were a lot of boos from the crowd. Well, Miz tried to sing the was when Edge music hits. Edge made his entrance with his badass wife, Beth Phoenix. Edge said that they are pissed off, so they will show why they not a good thing for Miz, Edge, and Beth with a clothesline on the security guys, and Beth body slam a guy. Edge and Beth use a whipping on other. Beth hit a spear in the ring, and then Edge hits a spear in the ring. Edge and Beth did a heart attack double teaming clothesline in 3D as where Edge slammed a security guy through a wall that was in the ring. Edge and Beth started from inside the ring where Miz and Mrs. were on the floor. They had a star down That was it. I think everybody know what's coming here. Miz and Maurice pretty bring it interrupted, much to the daylight of the crowd. It was cool to see Edge and Beth hit some tag team finish there. That tag team match has been bullied up well the segment every week over the last month. You know what, Bella? This is the last time we probably see Edge, and WWE don't have no WrestleMania plans with him. He is not gonna be sticking around longer. But the only thing when it's over with the Miz and Edge coming up at Royal Rumble, and I really hope so. I don't want to see no elimination match at the Chamber. I don't want to see it at the and I just hope it be over with. And let's see Edge take on AJ Styles. That's the match what I want to see at WrestleMania. And WWE don't have nothing else for AJ Styles to do. So we went all over the place. We've been on here for 1 hour, and we got Blackburn Centric. You rant and you ran it, and we got Jaquan side here because I had to go back and change my audio. So thank you for joining me. Thank y'all for staying up with me. Good night.